I would like to turn things over to the gentleman from Louisiana, a member of the House Judiciary Committee, and someone who has been on the President's defense team over in the Senate to talk about what's happening in the Senate. Mr. Johnson from Louisiana.
Thank you, Liz. Just one comment briefly about last night. The theme of the speech I thought was so appropriate, the great American comeback story. That's exactly what it is that we're celebrating. And I had an aisle seat last night and tapped the President on the shoulder on the way out and told him that I thought the speech was Reagan-esque. It was optimistic. It struck exactly the right tone, and I think it's exactly what the country needed. And as Liz said, by stark contrast, can I be honest with you and tell you, I was just kind of brokenhearted, honestly. I was on the aisle on the left side of the chamber, so I was almost on the Democrat side because we had an overflow. And I was seated so close to my colleagues, and I have a lot of friends, we all do, on the Democrat side. And to me, to look out and see that there's so many Democrats in Congress today that are unwilling to stand for America, literally and figuratively. And it is just a very sad moment, I think, for the country. And Pelosi's antics were just the icing on the cake. And I think the American people see that for what it is, and there'll be a reckoning for it. Today, we will finally get the full acquittal of President Donald J. Trump of this impeachment charade, the sham. We've run out of ways to describe it, but I think the people back home see it for what it is, and I think the U.S. Senate does as well. We've been very pleased with how the defense team handled the case and put on the facts and the law, the evidence, which is all on the side of the president and always has been. And today, we expect a bipartisan acquittal. No one knows the final vote tally yet, but we expect that at least 2, maybe 3 Democrats will come across the aisle and do the right thing and vote to acquit the president. And as we've said all along, the lasting effect of this, if people say, what comes next, what does this mean for the future? The great concern that all of us have is the Pandora's box that's been opened, because the Democrats have decided for the first time in our history, remember, we're 243 years into this constitutional republic, this experiment in self-governance. The founders warned us, hey, that impeachment clause of the Constitution, Article 2, Section 4, is only to be very rarely used. And please, they warned us, in common parlance, what I would say today, please don't ever weaponize that impeachment provision. Because if you do that, it will put the country on a dark road. If you have a single-party impeachment that is used as a way to exact a political vendetta, that takes us down a very scary path. And that's where we are now. They have taken the very high burden for impeachment and trampled it underfoot. And so now every president from now on has to be looking over their shoulder to see if that trigger is going to be pulled on them. And that is what our ultimate concern is at the end of the day. But finally, we'll get behind this, we'll get beyond it, and I think the American people are ready for that.
I want to thank Mike for his work when it came to the impeachment, for his work for being able to get the truth out.